What's up everybody, I'm TheJoshElkin and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm making a fried chicken sandwich with honey butter glaze on a biscuit. Let's get on with the recipe.
Throughout this recipe, I use buttermilk in two different applications, but if you don't have buttermilk or access to buttermilk, add a little bit of acid like vinegar or lemon juice to regular milk. Let it sit for a bit until it curdles, and that is homemade buttermilk. I bet you didn't realize that buttermilk actually has no butter in it. As the chicken sits in that homemade buttermilk and tenderizes, we're gonna start making the biscuits. In one bowl, I'm sifting together the dry ingredients, making sure that there's no lumps. Now, when you make biscuits, the most important and key essential thing is super cold butter. The colder the butter, the easier it is to mix it in with the dry ingredients, and the more you mix in the cold butter with the dry ingredients, the flakier the biscuit becomes. One efficient way to get the butter incorporated with the dry ingredients is to use a box grater to grate the cold butter and then mix it in with your hands. The idea is to mix in the butter with the dry ingredients to make sort of like a cornmeal granular consistency. Then it's time to add the buttermilk and form the dough. Once the dough gets sticky, I'm going to turn it out onto a floured surface, but not too long because I don't want to introduce too much heat and start melting that butter. Okay, the biscuit dough is rolled out. Now I'm going to form my biscuits by using a cookie cutter. By the way, guys, if you're following along right now, you're curious about the actual denominations, the link to the recipe is in the description. The biscuits are on a parchment paper baking tray, and now I'm going to bake them until they're golden brown and flaky and fluffy. In the meantime, let's get back to that chicken. The chicken's been sitting in this bath of buttermilk tenderized. Now I'm cutting it in half so that it fits the biscuit perfectly. For the dry dredge for the chicken, I'm using all-purpose flour, smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, and of course, salt and pepper. In my experience, when making a dry dredge for fried chicken, this is the best seasoning mixture. Once the dry dredge is good to go, the chicken is chilling, it's time to take out those biscuits, set them aside, and now we dredge. But not before a little bit of B-roll of these beautiful buttermilk biscuits. Dredging chicken is not just coating it in the flour and calling it quits. You really want to press the dry ingredients into the chicken. That way, you're gonna get a thorough crust, a crunchy and juicy fried chicken piece. Now for me, when I'm frying breasts, or in this case thighs, I like doing about 5 to 6 minutes in the deep fryer at 375 degrees Fahrenheit. It's different if you have bones in the chicken. It takes a lot longer. And if there's one cardinal rule that you need to know about frying chicken is that as soon as it comes out of the deep fryer, hit it with some salt. Now on to the sauces. For this, obviously we're making a honey butter glaze, which I'm gonna take and paint all over the fried chicken. And to go inside the sandwich, a honey Dijon mayonnaise. Now with the honey butter glaze, you kind of want to act fast because the longer you wait with the melted butter, the more chance you have for it to get coagulated. But if that happens, and it has before, just pop it in the microwave and remelt it. Now obviously this is a spicy honey butter glaze, but you can omit the spice by just not putting in the cayenne pepper. Alright, it's time to build this sucker of a sandwich, and oh my goodness, look at these buttermilk biscuits. To the bottom biscuit goes some honey Dijon mayonnaise, and then on top of that, the fried chicken. On the top biscuit, I'm adding some more honey Dijon mayonnaise and some bread and butter pickles. Keep in mind, the top bun is more important for the sauce so that it keeps the pickles in place.
Whoa! Buttermilk coated fried chicken with honey butter glaze, slapped in between a buttermilk biscuit with honey Dijon mayonnaise. I don't know if I just had bad biscuits in the past, but this biscuit with this sandwich is a knockout. If you want recipes like this and other recipes like the rest of the food I make, which I know you do, hit up recipechampions.com. It's my website that all my recipes live on. Guys, I have to eat all this before my wife comes home because then I'm gonna have to share, and I don't wanna do that. Hit that like button, remember to turn your notifications on and hit that sub. I'll see you guys on the next recipe. Bye.